Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about problems. Now, this perspective is my opinion. It's meant to entertain, possibly inform. And so remember that. Just keep in mind, let's not take this too seriously. If you come to this channel, if you come to this video, chances are you're at least considering the idea that there is a problem in your life that you can't fix. Believe me, I have them. I had them. And I think really the purpose about life is to identify and become aware of the problems and to overcome and learn from them. We can do this by ourselves. We can do this with the help of others. For me, once I recognize the fact that we're all human, we all have problems, that kind of takes the load off. I'm not alone in this anymore. Recently, one of the most interesting things I had heard was the idea that, okay, let's imagine we're sitting around, just me and God, right? Just prior to being incarnated into this existence. Whether you believe in reincarnation, whether you believe in the one and done and you're going to club heaven, whatever, doesn't matter, right? So I kind of envision myself sitting with God, perhaps I am even God, not so much in the I'm angry, I'm jealous, I'm going to be vengeful sort of way. Just I'm loving, I'm here to exist and I'm here to experience whatever this reality is, right? So I imagine that I'm sitting there with God and we're coming up with ideas and we decide there are going to be certain events in my life. That doesn't mean my life is going to turn out this way. Here's the entire story. I can either get with the story or not. There are simply just events. Now, what are events? They could be people. They could be situations. Long story short, it's the mental and emotional situations as well as physical that I go through and have to deal with in this life that are really difficult, whether on any emotional or physical level. The ironic thing is I'm a little bit prideful. I'm a little bit, I can handle this, right? I think us all are, and that's okay, As long as we make an effort to do that, and sometimes, but we got to realize that, hey, maybe we need to stop, take a break, and reassess the situation. Also, I want to say this too. You and I are not the problem. We are having problems. Okay? I am not my problem. I'll tell you what one of my biggest problem is my mind. I'm not my mind. For me, it came to the idea one day that I'm sitting around and my mind wanted to get drunk and high really, 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 really bad, right? And this is a pattern I was used to at the time. I just realized, look, that's my mind. Here I am. I don't want to do this. My consciousness was really beginning to take over, or at least have some sort of say in the situation. And I wasn't on this automatic subconscious program, right? So I stopped it. I became aware, So I'm sitting, but let's get back to this. Imagine I'm sitting with God and I'm saying, okay, there's all these little events that I can overcome, right? Maybe it's drug addiction, maybe it's bad relationships, maybe it's, the death of a spouse or a child or just any loved one in your life. We're going to have these things happen to us, okay? And we decided this by me taking responsibility, accountability, which I never did anyway. No guilt and shame involved in any of this, right? I just like life is a game. Here's what's going to kind of happen in this game. Let's see if I can handle the game, right? That's just it. It seems to bring me to a place of less suffering, more peace, more control, and more joy, right? Like I'm not just a paper bag blowing in the wind, that I am a human being able to make choices. Plus, it's kind of fun when there's an impossible situation, I overcome it. Sometimes that impossible situation, I'll give you a prime example. might just simply be going up and talking to someone brand new that you've never talked to before. With guys especially, this is difficult. Women, it's not so much of a problem. Most, especially if you go talk to a guy, most of us will just listen to you, right? But for guys, this can be difficult at first. So I become aware there's an event that created a feeling in me. This feeling is fear. Maybe the feeling is guilt or shame. Whatever this feeling is. Now, if I do nothing, then I rest in that state of mind or that state of consciousness. And for further explanation of this, I highly recommend David Hawkins' book, Power versus Force. And it talks about guilt, shame, fear being some of the lowest levels of existence we can experience. But if I'm brave and I'm caring and I'm considerate, there's this feeling, there's this power that comes through me. It's just a good feeling, right? And everybody wants to feel good. We all want to experience good feelings, and we all want to talk to people who feel good. Try to go talk to someone who feels bad, right? And see it through their eyes. Because you too could probably experience this before. And see if you can brighten their day, right? So there's all these problems that we have. I think it's really the human condition. Thomas Keating talked about this. We all have problems. Whether you're, a member of any group 12-step program where I'm powerless over or I was powerless over this, and my life had become unmanageable, we can get to a place where, hey, I'm no longer powerless over this. And one of the best things we can do is just the simple little magical phrase, are you ready? Here comes the abracadabra phrase of the day. Abracadabra, I speak into existence. The word, one word. No. Just saying no to things. Sometimes it is saying yes to things. Whatever improves the quality of my life, I can say yes to it. Whatever decreases or lowers my consciousness, say no to it. And I will gain this feeling just all the way from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. And it's just, it'll permeate and it'll come out and radiate through me. So as I'm having these problems, I overcome them just like Thomas Keating said. We all have the problem. I think the original problem, when I say I think, this is what I've researched, what I've read, what I've contemplated, is we're all disconnected from the source, the oneness, the isness. We all feel left alone and disconnected in this world. However, one of the best things we can do not to do that is find somebody that feels that way too, and give them what I'm going to call friendly love. Not intimate love necessarily, but friendly love. If I feel something, I match it with the other. So if I feel lonely, I'm trying to match it by loving someone else. Not that I need to receive love from them, but I give it. There's the secret. I am creating in everything in my existence, and I am responsible for it. And so I start to feel connected. I start to have meaning in my life. And that's just the beginning. That's just the start.